Zeiss make the best lenses in the world. But how do you know which Zeiss lenses are right for you? Well, today we've got you covered. We're going to be looking at ClearView and SmartLife, the two most popular Zeiss lens technologies. We're going to be exploring how they're made. They're made in completely different ways. And we're going to be comparing the pros and the cons of each so that you know which one to buy. So hi, I'm Robert, Style and Vision Consultant here at the Spectacle Factory. And it's my job to pair you with your perfect pair of glasses. And if you're looking for your perfect glasses, I would strongly recommend that you build them around Zeiss lenses. And probably the most common question that I get asked about Zeiss lenses is which one is best, ClearView or SmartLife? Well, that's what this video is all about. Let's start by talking about Zeiss's flagship technology, SmartLife. So SmartLife came out roughly 5 years ago now and was built on the body of research that Zeiss did. Now Zeiss, for those who don't know, are fundamentally a research-based company, pioneers in many different fields of optics, whether it's camera lenses, microscopes, telescopes, or lenses for your glasses. So in order to create SmartLife, what the scientists at Zeiss did is they gave head tracking and eye tracking glasses to many different people. And the concept behind that was that our lifestyles are changing. As digital tech becomes more and more prevalent, the way that we use our eyes is evolving as well. And it turns out in the modern world, we're doing things like using our peripheral vision more. We're switching focus from one distance to another more than we ever have. And we're focusing at close distances constantly. That might seem unsurprising to us, but by having the data behind it, that core raw data, they were able to enhance SmartLife lenses for a modern lifestyle. So I told you that Zeiss are one of the most innovative companies in optics, if not the. And that is definitely true when it comes to spectacle lenses. Many of the big advancements have been pioneered by Zeiss. And one of those such technologies is freeform manufacturing. What freeform allows a lens producer to do is calculate on a point-by-point basis across an optical surface exactly what the focus needs to be and then optimize it within the lens. You see, you get your prescription from the optician, and that is a set of numbers. Now, conventionally, when spectacle lenses are made, that is surfaced into the center of the lens. And what happens away from the center is kind of left to chance. That means that with ordinary lenses, you get worse than natural peripheral vision. You get distortions, and they don't do anything to particularly enhance your view other than correcting your prescription. So with SmartLife, the idea was to take your eyes beyond what is naturally possible. So not only are they giving you perfect peripheral vision and clarity, so I can literally look edge to edge across these glasses and it is just exactly the same view in all directions. But also they were able to optimize those lower parts of the lens so that when you check your phone, when you check your watch, you're looking through a slightly different focus designed to make your eyes more comfortable, more relaxed, and to make things sharper. And that means that you get quicker refocusing from one distance to another than ever before with any other types of lenses. That's pretty awesome, and it means that for someone like myself who's constantly either on the phone or using my Surface Pro, I'm getting really comfortable in normal vision throughout the day without feeling like I'm straining to look at my digital devices. Now, there are actually different tiers within the SmartLife portfolio, and I don't want to overcomplicate it here, but I'm going to tell you about the three that you really want to focus on. So the first is SmartLife technology itself. That will factor in not only the prescription that you have, but also your age and something called core technology. So core was a section of that research that focused on how our eyes turn. And by knowing that and understanding that, they were able to optimize the lenses in all angles. But you can go a step higher than that with the SmartLife individual lens. And with an individual lens, that is based on a series of extra measurements that are taken using something like the VisualFit 1000, which calculate exactly how the frame you've selected fits to your face. Now, why is that important? Well, when you have your eye test, the optician is holding a set of trial lenses in front of your eyes, either with the trial frame or with a machine. He or she is testing you at that distance, at that angle. When you get out into the real world and you choose a pair of glasses, for example, like these, they're going to hold the lens differently than how you were tested and measured. So any frame you put on might sit either slightly forward or slightly back, even by fractions of a millimeter. It might be more tilted inwards, like this frame kind of is, and it also might be more curved. This is quite flat, actually. All of those variables actually affect how light passes through your lens, and therefore how it's focused onto your retina. So by measuring that, we can then compensate for it, and that takes the lenses to an extra level of accuracy. But it doesn't stop there. You can also have SmartLife Individual Pro, and this would be the most advanced lens in the world. That involves a physical measurement of the shape of your eye using something called an eye profiler. The eye profiler actually shines light through your eye and measures how it deviates onto the retina. And using that measurement, it creates a profile of your vision, of how your eye uniquely focuses light. That is then used to adjust your prescription to make it 25 times more accurate than the standard subjective process, where the optician is asking you 1 or 2. That's actually one of the main reasons why people travel from all over the world to our store to have that measurement taken, because it is a game changer. To get 25 times more accurate prescription than standard is pretty amazing. Not only that, but the eye profiler is also measuring the size of your pupil, especially in nighttime conditions, and that means that you get better low light vision, so it helps with things like driving at night and glare. And finally, the lens design. The way the lens is made uniquely for you is refined by augmented intelligence to mean that every set of SmartLife spectacle lenses is one of a kind. There are no two the same. That's pretty incredible, and you can see why SmartLife is Zeiss's flagship technology. But then, ClearView came along. ClearView actually involves a completely different manufacturing process. And the reason why ClearView exists is the realization by Zeiss that not everyone, first of all, can afford SmartLife lenses, and that most opticians are selling what are called stock lenses. Now, stock lenses are essentially mass-produced. Take everything that I've just said, throw it out the window. These lenses are made in molds, they're made to average values, they're made by the thousands, by the millions, and they're made very cheaply. But getting stock lenses also means getting compromised vision. It means that you're getting not a 21st century solution to your vision. Zeiss wanted to revolutionize the stock lens market, and that's where ClearView comes in. Because what the scientists at Zeiss were aiming to do this time is mean that even stock lenses can be made to a high quality. So ClearView lenses are still made in molds, but the difference is that those molds are made using the freeform technology that I referenced earlier. So you have this mold that's about to produce, let's say, 1,000 lenses, and that mold is actually contoured on a point-by-point basis across the whole surface to mean that when the mold is used, it's somewhat customized and personalized, not just based around your prescription, but to give you a wider field of view. That also means that the lenses are made flatter and therefore thinner. And ClearView is actually one of the thinnest plastic lens technologies in the world because of that. Making molds that are going to be repeatedly used to that level of accuracy would not be possible without Zeiss's investment in other industries. Because one of the lesser known elements of Zeiss that's actually a huge part of what they do is something called industrial metrology. Basically, that's the science of measuring things. And some of the world's biggest companies, including computer chip manufacturers, which are working to thousandths of a millimeter, use Zeiss industrial metrology equipment to check that their products are perfect. There are no flaws, there are no weaknesses. Zeiss applied that measuring equipment to the molds so that they could guarantee that they're made to the same level of accuracy as normal freeform lenses would be. That means that ClearView lenses can be mass-produced at a low price, but still using 21st century optics. ClearView lenses are not meant to be better than SmartLife, but they have their place as well. And for a lot of people, they love their vision through ClearView lenses. So with all that being said, let's talk about the pros and cons of each option. So sticking with ClearView for a moment, the advantages of ClearView are fairly obvious. You get extremely sharp vision, you get very thin and very flat lenses. You get really well-priced lenses, especially considering that you're still getting a Zeiss lens. And you get certain things included as standard, like DuraVision Platinum, which is the best Zeiss lens coating. That makes them super scratch resistant, easy to clean, waterproof, anti-static. And you get full sunglass level UV protection, even with a clear lens. And you can order them either with Blue Guard technology, which is a blue light filter built into the lens itself, so it doesn't have that annoying blue glow, or PhotoFusion X, the world's fastest photochromic technology. So the lenses go light to dark in really rapid time. But there are some disadvantages to ClearView as well. The first one being that if you decide to customize it, it becomes pretty much as expensive as SmartLife. So custom ClearView lenses typically end up being around double the price, but that does mean you can add custom tints, you can add different types of photofusion, you can add a flash coating like I have on my glasses. And they're not available in progressive or digital versions. So for certain people who require different focus for far and near, ClearView lenses aren't going to be suitable unless you have separate pairs of glasses. But on the other hand, if you're that kind of person and you just want a pair of reading glasses, I would very much recommend ClearView over SmartLife because they do the job really well. Now on to SmartLife. So the advantages are the most natural vision possible, the best peripheral vision that you can get from spectacle lenses, improved vision on digital screens, and some of the things that I already mentioned on the ClearView lenses like DuraVision Platinum and UV protection as standard. The disadvantages to SmartLife, more expensive, and they take a while to make, especially with tints and things like that. They can take quite a while in the Zeiss factory in Arlen, but that is because Zeiss are known for quality, and as I mentioned, each pair is made individually to you to order. So that about wraps it up, and those are the pros and cons of both ClearView and SmartLife. Now, which one is right for you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if you've tried either of these technologies. Your feedback would be really appreciated and might help someone else make the right decision for them. If you've enjoyed this video or found it helpful, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more of the best eyewear content on the internet. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye bye.